you need to love being a feral rat in a mud pit. And I personally am, which is why we are here today. Learn my feral rat tips. Happy festival season. Welcome back to my channel, which I've never said before, but I'm close to 200 subscribers, so I need to start getting serious about my intros and outros. So without further ado, here's a very serious intro. So we gather here today to talk about important festival first-timer tips, hacks, info, anything you may need to know to attend your first Shambhala, or really any festival. And you may be wondering, what are your credentials? Well, I have been to 32 music festivals. And yes, I did tally them up. I went to the Notes app, wrote down every single festival in chronological order that I've been to, and I counted. However, I'm about to make it 33 because I will be returning to Shambhala Music Festival after a 6-year hiatus. If you follow me on Instagram, you would know that I have had some choice words to say about my Shambhala experience. Not about Shambhala, the festival itself per se, but I've just happened to have some fairly traumatic experiences at Shambhala. Call it Trambhala. And you may be wondering, why has your Shambhala experience been so traumatic? Well, there was that one time I almost drowned in the river because the current took me away very suddenly and I had to be rescued by someone from drowning. Or that time that a family of shrews bit holes into all of my food, which then ants crawled into, and then I had no food the rest of Shambhala. This happened the day before the festival started. I was also really broke at the time, so I didn't really have money to buy food at the vendors, so I just didn't eat that year. I coasted off of one bean and rice bowl a day from the taco stand. There was that time that a guy I wasn't even dating proposed to me at the wishing tree, and then I had to awkwardly step away from him in a anxious attempt at escaping the situation. And then even though I was camping with him and his friends, I somehow had to avoid him all weekend. And then at the end of the festival, he left me and all my stuff at the festival grounds, and all of my stuff was stolen. There's a few experiences I could write home about, and that could be a separate video. And honestly, guys, get me to 200 subscribers and maybe I'll start telling you more traumatic things online. But until then, we're not going to focus on that. We're actually going to focus on the good, because aside from the chaotic, slightly unfortunate, and definitely traumatizing times I have experienced at Shambhala, there was also some of the most magical, incredible times of my life. And truly, that is what festival season is all about. It is the rose with the thorn. It is the survival with the thriving. There is a palpable juxtaposition that makes the experience that much more enriching for everyone involved, because it isn't easy. There's actually so much work you have to do to have fun and take care of yourself at the festival. And there are ways that you can make it easy on yourself. We are going to learn from my mistakes, and I am going to give you all of my festival tips and hacks as well. I asked the internet what their best festival tips, hacks, info was. So, listening ears on, and let's get into it. I thought, what better way to get into the content of this video than to put on a full festival face while we get into the dirty deets. I have these really fun colored lashes, so I think we are going to start building the look around these. First things first, we're going to get into the logistical tips. This can be in regards to camping, food, any preparation, getting warm, keeping cool, in no particular order. Get ice every single day at the festival for your cooler. This watertight ice bag, which I think is actually brilliant because you just can't prevent the ice bags from melting and then making your cooler into cooler soup. So at least if you put your ice in this thing, it keeps your ice longer and then just makes it an easy peasy little water spout. And then you have a water source. That's incredible. Ice is going to be the least of your expenses at Shambhala because everything is expensive. That's just the way it goes. But you can save on ice costs by freezing smoothies, juices, water bottles, a grand majority of your drinks, and then having those slowly melt and be your ice source too. And then you don't have to buy ice every single day, but you should be making an effort every single day to keep your food cool, because food waste is one of the biggest factors at festivals. Do not bring a fuck ton of food. You will trick yourself into thinking that you will eat a lot more and want to cook and prepare food as if you were a normal person. Remember, you're a feral rat in the mud. You will not be preparing food and eating food in the way that you normally would in everyday life. And you have to take account for that. So I would recommend bringing very easy to make, very easy to store things. All of your fresh food, anything that's perishable, should be consumed within the first day or two. And everything else should just be snacks that you can keep dry and stored away, things that are going to make your life easier. The last thing you want to do is waste a bunch of food and feel shitty about it. And it does not feel good throwing away $100 or more worth of food because you were having a good time and you fucked it. I am a firm believer in having lots of treats accessible. Like, I am living off of calorie-dense food because you're burning calories quickly. Also note that most places you will be camping at Shambhala, it can be a 20-minute to 45-minute walk from wherever you're camped to the main grounds and stages, and then dancing on top of that. You are burning so many calories. And I completely would recommend having the income set aside to buy food from the vendors. You don't want to start that camp stove. You want hot food, but you want it already prepared for you. And festival prices are, in fact, a gouge. But festivals are a luxury experience. Let us not forget. Because the whole point of the festival is to have fun. And if you're worrying about your survival and feeling shitty because you haven't eaten, slept, any of those things, you're taking away from your own experience. Next up on the list, bring a fuck ton of baby wipes because that's what you will be bathing with primarily. There is a river at Shambhala. You cannot bathe in it with products. You can't use any products in a natural stream. I know that sounds dumb that you even have to say that, but you have to say that because people do that shit every year. You cannot use shampoos, soaps, anything. Even if they say they're eco-friendly, you cannot put anything in the river and disrupt that ecosystem. There are showers that you can buy at Shambhala. I will be taking advantage of that this year. Although every single year, I've never showered. Showering at festivals has only become a recent thing for me. But in between then, you're going to be baby wiping your face, baby wiping definitely your private parts, definitely your armpits. Speaking of which, things are gonna start smelling like my father in here if I don't put this on right now. Let this be a PSA. You need deodorant. I don't want to smell that on the dance floor. I don't want your stank armpit hug on my shoulder to smell the rest of the day. Enough. There's no excuse. Put the deodorant on. Freaking Wooks. Love you, baby. There was one summer where me and all of my friends made it onto Wooks Doing Things. Do you guys remember Wooks Doing Things? I think it's called the Festivalist now. I don't even know if it's a thing that exists, but in like peak 2018, 2019 festival culture, there was this uber viral account called Wooks doing things. And if someone took a video of you, or if you were spotted in your prime wookery at a festival, chances are it got posted on Wooks doing things. I went viral for being a mom on vacation on the dance floor. One of my dearest friends, Greg, who I have mentioned in previous vlogs, I could sit here and spend an hour telling you of the countless iconic bits he has done, but he made it on ridiculousness.
Run out of breath and pass out, she tried to swim out and get somebody. Oh, Lord. What are we doing here? Okay, okay, go back. Burnt man.
Burnt man.
What is this?
He's burnt out, sir.
Man, is that some sort of, like, small man?
It's literally what position he lays into. Yeah.
Sometimes you just had enough, and it's time to pass out.
That was a fake fall, by the way. He's a professional wrestler, so he just knows how to do stunts. The dance floor death drop really was a winner that year. Another incredible food hack and cooler hack is to buy baby foods. This is the brand that I eat. I don't even just eat these at festivals. I eat these in my everyday life. President's Choice baby foods, or baby foods in general. But if you're in Canada, the President's Choice brand sells their baby foods for 99 cents a pop. And they're delicious. It's essentially just a smoothie. They have some really good flavors. And if you freeze those, put those in your cooler, then you have a delicious half-frozen smoothie to eat. And they're portable, great on the go. I've been eating them for years. I had a lot of people in my comments also suggesting baby food. I know this sounds like a given, but prioritize sleep. Because, oh my goodness, nothing is worse than sleeping through a bunch of sets that you were dying to see because you just needed the sleep. There's nothing worse than your body giving out before you're ready to. So make a schedule. Figure out on the lineup what days are your prime days for staying up all night, if any, and then make sure there is a day or two in there that you can prioritize sleeping at night. If you want to sleep during the day, that's fine and well, but you need to have a very successful camp setup that lets you do that because it's so hot. It is unforgivably hot during the day, and you're not going to be able to sleep past, dare I say, 9 a.m., maybe earlier. So you definitely want to be getting good sleeps at night when it's dark and cool out. You won't be doing a lot of sleeping, and it will be the thing that makes or breaks you. Pencil in some sleep to beat the heat. Non-negotiable, you absolutely need to purchase a battery-powered fan or a rechargeable fan. There's no way you're going to survive in your tent or throughout the hot days without it. An even greater hack is getting a Home Depot bucket. I can't take credit for this. The camp that I was camped at Base Coast last year, the boys set up this fan situation. I'll put the exact brand here, but it's the Ryobi brand fan. And then if you clip it on to a Home Depot bucket full of water, it'll actually spray mist at you. Oh my God, game changer. This is a trust the process sort of thing. I also had someone in my comments saying solar powered fans and battery packs, which I didn't even know were a thing, but you can find them on Amazon, and it's so convenient because you don't have to worry about charging your charging ports or your fans. They just recharge themselves during the day in the sun with the solar panels. Duh, that's brilliant. So then to juxtapose that, here's a hack to stay warm at night because once the temperature drops, it's freezing cold. Pack and prepare to dress accordingly. My hack to stay warm at night, if you get the torso packs like for back pain and you activate them, it's kind of like a glow stick stitch. You have to like crack it and then it'll start heating up. It's like the hand warmers, but for your whole body. It keeps you hot for hours, like keeps your core really warm to the point where like you can take some layers off without worrying about getting cold. Also, bring hand warmers for your hands. Having hot water is such a gift. If you find a way to boil water, whether that be camp stove, the kettle, or just go to the coffee stand and order a tea or a hot water, and you put that in a Swell water bottle or any insulated stainless steel, has to be stainless steel, water bottle, it will stay warm for 12 hours. I promise you. And then you just have something nice and warm and medicinal to sip on for 12 hours. And there is nothing better than soothing your dusty little Muppet self with a sip of tea. So good for your gut, so good for your throat, very helpful with the dust. I know you're going to be chatterboxing all night. I know you're going to be screaming, yelling, hooting, and hollering. So save yourself with some hot tea. You can even heat up some broth, some chicken broth, something with nutritional value. Sip on that. Get a hot liquid going for yourself. You will thank me later. Things you can do to keep dry, because sometimes it rains really heavily. The last year I went to Shambhala, that year was titled Swamphala because it was torrential downpouring for like 2 days. There was people I know who went home early from the festival because their campsites got flooded so bad. All of their belongings, all of their clothes were just like uninhabitable. Something you can do for not only organization, but also the integrity of your clothing. You can prepare all of your outfits ahead of time and put them into vacuum sealed or seal tight freezer bags. So not only does it make it so easy for yourself when you are trying to get dressed, you can label your bags by day 2 depending on when you wanted to wear your outfits, but all of your underwear, accessories, every outfit piece you need is just in one bag and it's labeled. And not only that, but you're saving it from any moisture, any heat, any bugs, anything. I know a lot of people that do this. I've been doing this for years. And then I also saw someone just on Facebook, a random suggested post, thanks Meta, suggest these shoe covers. And that's just genius because your shoes are going to get fucked no matter if it rains or not, with the dust, the dirt, everything. Have really good shoes. Make sure you got a good pair of boots, good pair of shoes, good sandals. If you want to go in the river, make sure you bring something that you can wear in the river, something kind of rubbery. It can just be cheap slides, or it can be actual water shoes, things that are comfortable, things that aren't going to hurt your feet, give you blisters. Make sure they're well worn in. Festivals, once again, are about community. You want to help thy neighbor. You want to have a delightful, collaborative time. And you should definitely help others who are in need. And if you have anything to spare, help others who maybe don't have something to spare. But with that being said, don't be a freaking wook. As much as the festival is about community, it's also about radical self-reliance. Sometimes things happen, people will help accordingly and you can ask accordingly. That's totally fine. But do not show up to the festival not knowing how you're getting home, which I've actually done before. That's a really bad idea. Don't do that. Make sure you have the money to spend on the festival. You don't need to have a rolling endless bank account to make it happen, but you do need to be accountable for yourself, and you don't want to become other people's responsibility. That's not fun for anyone. Make sure you have what you need. And people are generally very happy to help you. But if you're constantly asking for things all weekend and relying on others for things, you're going to annoy some people very, very, very quickly. Don't do that. Which then leads me to my next point. Festivals are, in my opinion, very safe places to experiment a little. Most of the big ones have substance testing tents, which is incredible. The fact that you can get things tested on site creates so much safety. They have medics on site, they have sanctuary team on site, and sanctuary is where you go, like if you're having a bad trip or something negative happened to you, you need to talk to someone. It's essentially therapy on site, as well as medic on site. Like, we are so lucky to have those resources. I have been to both the medic tent and the sanctuary for various reasons. My first Shambhala ever within hours of being at the festival. I sprained my ankle and needed it taken care of all weekend, so the medic team fixed me right up. And then the sanctuary talks to you, they assess you, they put you in a bed, they'll give you snacks, a blanket, coloring book. It's like daycare for adults, and it's awesome. There was also another year I went to the sanctuary just because it was Sunday night. It was so busy at the festival, you couldn't even get around. It was so jam-packed, and it was so wet and soggy, and I was just overwhelmed. I was overwhelmed to the point of tears. I just needed a quiet, non-chaotic moment somewhere. So I went to the sanctuary, and I was just like, I just need a quiet, non-chaotic moment somewhere. And they were like, yeah, girl, come in. Now, don't overwhelm the system. Like, only go if you really need it. They just let me stay in one of their beds for a while. It was dry. I got to charge my phone. And I literally just like waited until I felt better. And I really, really needed that. So thanks, sanctuary. All those things are such a beautiful, beautiful gift. And that's what you're paying for. That's what makes it luxury. It's a safe place to experience emotions, intense emotions. And you will experience intense emotions, I promise you. So all that to say that even though we have these wonderful resources, don't freak your limits so hard that you are a problem for everyone else. Mistakes happen. There's things that are just out of your control and just a byproduct of being somewhere chaotic and intense. Just because you can push your limits doesn't mean you should. Also, Shambhala is a dry festival. You're not allowed to bring alcohol in. Don't. The searches are so extensive. They will tear your car apart. It's not worth it. They'll just dump it anyway. So don't bring alcohol. You don't need it. Commit to the bit. Do the fun thing. Wear the fun costume. Shambhala is a place of performance art. Festivals are a place of performance art. That's why I'm honestly kind of offended when people categorize the way I look, the way I dress, the things I do as just being a raver. No, that's kind of offensive to me because it is art. It takes so much effort, so much planning, so much precision, so much hilarity. The entire thing for me is performance art, and it is a playground if you're someone who has ideas. And the entire foundation of the experience is built on all of the hilarious things you see. That will be your favorite thing about Shambhala or any festival you go to, is the people committing to the bit. In 2019, I had planned a very special Monday morning sunrise outfit, which was my iconic and infamous Froot Loop fit, the bikini and hat made out of real Froot Loops. And I made this a day before leaving to the festival. I was up till 4 a.m. gluing this thing together. And although I had it packed away in a plastic bag, not an airtight bag, not a freezer bag, the moisture definitely got to it. So by the time I put this thing on, I had to commit to the bit. I had to do it, but it was a sticky mess as I did not have time to seal it, coat it, resin it, or anything. And also, I was broke back then. I didn't have access to those things. All I had access to was a bikini, Froot Loops, a glue gun, 2 feet, and a heartbeat. So we made it work, okay? We committed to the bit.
Break it open. Let's get loopy. Vegan. Motherfuckers.
However, was I sticky from head to toe, and was my pH balance off for a week? Yeah, absolutely it was. So now, as we are nearing sort of the final stages of this makeup look, we are going to go into all of the comments that were given to me. Chantel says, bring all the fruit. Nothing better than fruit at a festival. It's easy to eat, gives you energy, and makes you feel like a health guru. True. Fruit and chicken fingers is all I need for a good weekend. You and me both, Chantel. I couldn't agree with you more. Sierra says, freezing a bunch of the mini naked smoothies the night before, so they act as your ice and cooler, and then they also make for the tastiest, coldest breakfast smoothie drink. The people love fruit, and they love freezing their drink. Himbo Summit, shout out Himbo Summit, says, freeze your water bottles, buy a brand new pack of socks, zip ties, electrolytes, portable fan. Thank you, Himbo Summit. Kitty Cat Princess says, Hand warmers at night. Zenobia says, fuck on the first day or not at all. And honestly, I could not agree more. Y'all are dirty. And they are extra dirty. Those folds, dirty. You need to be freshly showered or first day fucking only. Be safe. No Shamba babies. You know how many people get pregnant at Shambhala every year? Do not. Annecy says, make a totem with an extendable painting pole so you can rest it on the ground and use it for support. Very good idea. Having canes, walking sticks, those little seats, they're basically sticks that you can jam into the ground with a bike seat on them. All those things. Prime. You're gonna get tired. It's really nice to have a support when you're walking around. Becky says, usually I wait to the day before so I can panic pack and take way more shit than I need to, and it's all a big clusterfuck. All my camping gear stays together stored at my house, so I just take it all. I like to pack enough underwear in case I shit my pants 14 times a day. I always freeze my drinking water and juice in jugs and use it as ice blocks in my cooler, so I don't have to use ice the whole entire time. And then I have cold drinks for the first few days. Incredible. Thank you, Becky. Lena says, packing cubes, hanging shoe organizer to stick random stuff in, to hang in your tent. Very, very good idea. Professional custom earplugs. If you can't do the professional custom earplugs, you absolutely need high fidelity earplugs. Here's what it looks like. You want earplugs that look like this. You can just use regular earplugs, but they're going to distort the sound, the music. They're not going to be as protective or enjoyable. But these, however, protect your ears from the bass. And truly, I have never been to a festival louder than Shambhala. The sound pollution is enough to change your hearing for the rest of your life. Just 1 year. So non-negotiable, high fidelity earplugs. Archive Boutique sells these ones that are earrings, and you can just have them right there and pop them in your ear. Lena also says small bags inside of your backpack for sorting things like necessities, trinkets, stickers. That's a really good idea instead of just having all your stuff in the bag floating around. Very good. Very good, Lena. Shelby says baby powder in your socks helps wick away moisture and prevents blisters, keeping you dancing all weekend. I didn't know that. I will be trying that. Haley says, put eucalyptus and peppermint essential oils in your bandana on dusty days for some refreshing breaths. That's another thing. Bring a face mask, a bandana, some sort of protective shield from the dust because it's so dusty. Shambhala is like the Burning Man of Canada. It's in the forest. It is more lush. It is more moist. It's not in a desert, but it is incredibly dirty and dusty. Amanda says, blow your nose before you go to sleep. I honestly think this is the difference between catching the Wook flu or not. Getting all the dust, friends, and anything else you've gathered out of your nasal passages and sinuses before you go to sleep is essential. Very true. Very good. Some people even bring a neti pot or other device to flush their sinuses. Yes, eye drops, nose spray. Have a little pharmacy with you. And a lot of people do get sick after festivals, and especially a really, really dusty one like Shambhala. They call it the Shambalung or Wook flu. I love this one, and I will be doing this one this year. Kat says, my own pop-up toilet tent for showering, doing my business. Bucket toilet for the win. Disposable biodegradable waste bags. Hashtag save the planet with your poo. LOL. That's a great idea. At your camp, set up a little shower curtain or a separate tent. Just have a little bucket, some disposable waste bags. That's a really good idea because the porta potties get fucking nasty, and you gotta be hovering over that toilet. Ooh, I'll insert a TikTok that I saw that had a really good tip.
Okay, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna enter the porta potty, turn around, and lock the door. The door locking is a very important piece of the puzzle here, so you've gotta remember to do that, or else you're gonna come spilling out of that porta potty. This has almost happened to me, so please lock the goddamn door. Then, you're gonna place your fingertips on the door and use it as leverage to climb up on top of the toilet area. Do not put your feet on the toilet seat. Rather, put your feet to the sides of the toilet seat so that you're standing over it. Then you're gonna pop a squat and do your business. Girlies, the days of your quads burning as you try to hover and simultaneously pee are over. You're gonna get sweet, sweet relief in this position, which is also great for putting in tampons. That's really all it is. Be careful climbing back down and make sure you haven't dripped on the seat when you're done.
As well, if you wanted to have a portable shower bag, those bags you can just fill with water. You can have your own little shower bathroom station at your campsite, which I think is brilliant, and I would like to implement this in some way. Lindsay says, 1. Applesauce will save your life. Bring your battery-powered fan into the porta potty, plus a DIY squatty potty, and I just showed you that video on how you can do your own DIY squatty potty. 3. Have at least, all caps, 1 joke to tell festival strangers. Obviously, the more the better. Same goes with trinkets, fun things to trade with people. Ashley says, I saw a post you made ages ago about baby food pouches. And girl. Also, if you're wearing a big fur coat at night, which many are, I recommend it. Pack a white or blue clear garbage bag to stuff it in on the dance floor so it doesn't get dirty when you're too hot to wear it at the stages. That's such a good idea. You can prevent your shit from getting really dirty and stepped on. Then I saw this ad for a Vac Plus moisture absorber packets for dehumidifying. And apparently if you hang them in your tent, it helps with that suffocating humidity upon waking up. I think I'll also put an outfit together after this too. We gotta complete the look as well as my hair. And also, note, the festival is about looking insane. So the more insane this looks, the better. Adorable Kate lips. With a fuck ton of glitter. Most glitter is not biodegradable, and most people don't go out of their way to wear biodegradable litter. Oh, Freudian slip. It is litter. Glitter is horrible for the environment. So if you're wearing glitter, especially don't go into the river at Shambhala. If you are going to wear glitter, it's better if it's finer glitter because then there's less of a chance that it's falling off of your face. If you do plan to apply glitter that's not already in gel form, mix your glitter with aloe vera so that it sticks to your face, because the less glitter you have going on the ground, the less pollution is happening. And I'm guilty of it. I wear glitter every day of my life. I am guilty of harming the planet with glitter, I will say. I'm not perfect. I'm also sick of the little people feeling bad about their footprint on Earth when the billionaires consistently get to poison our water sources and land, and no one stops them. They don't even pay taxes. So until that happens, I just refuse to lose sleep over wearing glitter on my face and potentially having it fall on the ground. If you can avoid it, avoid it. Maybe don't be like me. I don't endorse wearing glitter, but I am wearing glitter. I want to be as glossy and shimmery as possible because that is just the direction we seem to have gone in. Stick. Oh yeah, that's exactly what this needed. I like how this is looking. I don't want to look human at the festival. That's the thing. Hair time, it's hair time. Doing my hair with some fake hair, but if you bought it, it's still yours. Remember that. Hair time, oh hair time. It took 2 seconds for me to do my hair, but actually in reality it took much longer. Time to formulate a festival fit, BRB. Okay, so I have decided on this 2-piece as the base of the fit. This is actually part of a stage costume I have. It's a fairy costume, but this is like such a perfect daytime festival vibe, so let's add to it. And then I have these arm poofs. They coincide so well with like the blue ruffly bit. I have these leg bands. beret. Sold. I think we need some bows in the mix. We'll put this like chain to this middle hook, and then we can have it dangling on the other side. Like one of these princess ones. Put on this butterfly ring. Boots or sandals or runners. These are still dirty from last festival season, so I figure why not make this extra authentic. And the bag we're gonna go with today is this mini backpack with Lynette in it because she matches the outfit perfectly with the pink, the white, the baby blue. Lynette is the keeper of all my things. An old lady in Vancouver at a garage sale gave her to me, and I owe her the responsibility to show her the world, so. I fear I slayed the house down with this. This has been my first time tips, tricks, hacks, and info for first time festival goers, first time Shambhala attendees, or just anyone who wants to up their festival game. I know I do. So if you have any great tips of your own or anything I forgot, because this was honestly a fever dream and it's really hard for me to multitask. I'm shocked I even got any information out while doing this at the same time. So you're welcome. But if I forgot anything, please feel free to leave them in the comments. Also, comment down below who you are most excited to see at Shambhala this year. For me, it is Odd Mob. I won't shut up about it. There's a lot of people I'm excited to see, but Odd Mob I am the most excited to see as a house and techno girly to my core. I'll see you on the dance floor.
Undercover, 'cause you, I do not love